How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Airport CEO, and welcome back to Belfast City Airport, where things are a little bit busy right now. A little bit might actually be an understatement. They're very, very busy for the size of the airport and sort of the capacity that we have here in the airport. This shop, for example, is doing amazingly well. It is coming up to 9:30. We have had 1,871 sales today out of a desired 125. And with the number of people just waiting here to make sales, we might need to make this shop a little bit better, which might mean expanding it sort of down this way just a little bit. I think that would be the right call, but there's something I want to talk about first, and it's the fact that I think I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm just going to put it that way. I'm an idiot. I don't pay attention, and I routinely miss things that I really shouldn't be missing, such as the fact that when I made the so-called expensive mistakes 2 episodes ago, I rebuilt this runway instead of just turning it off and using the direction button to change the direction. Yeah, that was a whole thing, and I'm not proud of it. I did, and I do remember every now and then I'd be moving my mouse around, kind of like what you can see there, right? You hover over the direction button, you move, and the tooltip's still there. I remember seeing that sometimes, and then I'd hover over these guys and be like, wait, that's not direction, that's not direct. Wait, where's the direction button? And it's there, it's the big pink button, or purple button, or whatever color it is. I'm looking at the preview of the recording and it looks purple. I'm looking at my actual gaming monitor and it looks pink, so I have no idea. It's one or the other. It's a button that's right there, and I really should have just clicked it instead of rebuilding the runway. But it's fine, because we are still making money, which is a fantastic bit of news for the airport. If we look at the dailies, we did 385,000 yesterday. So my plan of leaving the game to run for an hour or two between this episode and the last one didn't really happen. I've let the game go for maybe 30 minutes. I've tweaked some things here and there, specifically this space. I've introduced 2 security exits. One of them can be accessed from the medium stands, and one of them is still accessed through this carpet. And I'm thinking of changing that as well, because something I'd like to do is get another shop or 2 in here. And I want to do that just before we go into baggage handling. So what I'm going to do is go into terminal, and I'm going to go to walls, and I'm basically just going to do something like this, which is going to unfortunately mean that the chairs that we have in this space are all going to need to go away, as are those planters. But I think that'll be okay, because what I can do is use this space where this little corridor is and this empty space currently is. I can use that to be my shop space. So we might get 2 reasonably sized shops in here, or 1 large shop and another bathroom, or staff room. A staff room might actually be a pretty good idea here, but that's sort of the goal. That's what I'd like to do here, is get rid of this stuff and just make this place a little bit better. So let's get ourselves a medium door right here, and let me go ahead and get myself just a few hedges here and here. And while we're dealing with this, we do have an emergency coming in. What are we looking at? We have so many airlines. So we have a medium. I think this is a medium. Yeah, we've got a medium plane coming in with a bit of an emergency here. That's a bit of a problem, because we really don't have a free stand for it, which is really unfortunate. We really don't have a free stand. I think this is the best bet that we're going to have. Just sending this guy away. So cancel that flight. I think the plane, what does it say? Oh, it's too late to cancel the flight. Okay, locate aircraft. It is just landing. Okay. Oh boy. All right, what about you? Are you able to go? When are you leaving? 1:55. Congratulations, you've been bumped up. You're going to be leaving now is what you're going to be doing. So go ahead and get out of here. We can get everything away from it, and that is going to be stand. Wait, it's been resolved. Oh, I failed. Oh, okay. Well, that's not good, but fair enough. Less for me to worry about, I guess. All right, so with that out of the way, I've let my construction workers do their thing, and we still have this exit right here, which is fantastic. We have so many people coming around to this flight right here, though. That's a lot. What are you complaining about? I don't know what this marker means. I think that might be a lot of people that were maybe trying. Oh, security's having trouble too. Interesting. Okay, so we're starting to see some cracks appear in the airport, but that's okay. We can still make this work. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna get a new bathroom in here. We're gonna keep this one. It's a little bit small, but we'll do a little Little bathroom right here, just because we do have so many people. Actually, you know what? No, I am going to do a staff room. I think a staff room over here with some ramp agents might be a good idea, because we do have the service car stops up this way. So I'll tell you what, let's just delete the room. Let's go into, let's see, staff right about here. It is going to be a staff room. It is going to be a staff only space from the door the whole way through. And we'll do some kind of carpet. I think we'll go for a green carpet in here this time, and then use the darker one to sort of divide it from everything else. I'm kind of enjoying playing around with the different colored carpets and just making areas look a little bit more distinct from a distance. My idea here is that this is like an airlock thing, whereas like red is the secure, green is the sort of public space, and then this is just a little staff room with a very yellow and brown color scheme, just because I had that space available. And I like this. I think this is good. Letting people go from the medium flights straight to an exit as opposed to going up and around is probably not a terrible idea. And I'm slightly tempted to rework some of this space to try and get a security exit down here as well. I think that might be a really good idea. The only problem is I might have to lose this taxi stand or both taxi stands to pull it off. That might not be the worst thing in the world, though. We'll figure it out. That's not really something I'm thinking of doing today, though, so we'll leave it for now. What I'd like to do, like I said, is get some shops in here. So this gives us a 7 by 25, and size-wise, that is enough for Paper News, which is a 4-star. It's not enough for Paper Plane. It's not enough for Pick and Fly. It is enough for AS to Go, which is great. So it'll be one of the two, probably Paper News. They want some shelves. They want some desks. They both want the same thing. Rent per hour, 672, 644. So yeah, Paper News is the one that we're going to go for here. Let me go ahead and get some walls in here, though, just to sort of separate this from the main space that we have here. And what I'd like to do is get a hedge right there in the middle as well. So it still feels kind of open. It has a little bit of symmetry with the hedge over there, and that'll be fine. And then what we can do is go to shops, go to shop counter, and we'll do, I don't know what way I want to do the counters, actually. I guess we'll do, oh wait, no, I don't want them that far apart. That seems a bit silly. I don't know what the center point's going to be here. Is that, I think that's the center point right there. That's our midpoint. So I think that's what we go for, is we get a couple of counters back to back like this. We can say that those are going to be staff zones right about there. And then we can probably do some shelves to sort of box that in a little bit, which I think would be a good idea. So some shelves right here to sort of enclose that seems good. We can get some of the larger shelves as well, since we haven't played around with those too much. So get those up at that end. We could maybe do another one here. And I think that's actually going to be enough for that one shop, right? We actually, ooh, we have quite a few options, but I think Paper News is probably the best bet. These guys, oh, that's 2 meters squared off of being available, and it pays so much more. This one does 935. We do need to get these better shops in here, but I think Paper News is the best bet for now, so that's what we're going to go for. And then what we'll do is sort of the same thing. We'll get ourselves this fancy sort of darker colored flooring right about there. And I think I want to go for sort of a nice wood floor in here. I think something like, I don't know, something like this one maybe is what we'll go for in that space. And we'll see if it works out. I'm hoping it's going to be popular. It is tucked away nicely, which is good. It has access to all of the medium stands. And if we do get more medium stands today, then it's going to have access to more of the medium stands, which is hopefully going to be a good thing. I'm also looking at this and thinking that maybe the space with the cashiers should be something like marble. Just something kind of like that to sort of separate it a little bit. I do like that. In fact, I think this entire spot can be marble right there. And then maybe a different material for the rest of this. Maybe something a little bit more sort of grayish looking. So maybe this darker wood instead would be the better shout for the flooring. It's, you know what? It's not exactly what I'd like, but I'll go for it. I think that's good enough. It'll do the job. Now, what do you need in terms of sales? 230. Ooh. Okay. Well, hopefully you do get a lot of sales. You've had, what, 0? Okay. All right, well, that's worrying. It's worrying. It's definitely worrying. I think part of the problem might be that so many of the people going to the medium flights get held up at check-in and then get held up at this shop. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Oh, this security situation's getting worse. This is not good at all. People are starting to queue up into this little corridor, which doesn't make me happy in the slightest. We're either going to need to expand security, which might mean that we have to lose this bathroom and lose this shop, which would be kind of disastrous. Or we could build another security space, you know, maybe expand check-in a little bit to the right, build another security space on the right, and then you can go through these security checkpoints to get to this side of the airport, these security checkpoints to get to this side of the airport. I mean, either one will lead you to departures. It's just that you now have two choices in which one you can go to. I don't know. I think we're going to have to figure it out is what we're going to have to do. We're definitely going to have to figure it out. But what I'd like to do, sort of in the realm of security, is I'd like to go and start building some foundations out here. And I'm thinking this spot for baggage handling, if I'm completely honest, I think it might be good. But I'm also sort of considering somewhere up here for baggage handling, because there's a lot of traffic goes around these intersections. I don't know if adding more intersections to this road is a great idea. I say that as there's absolutely zero traffic out in the airport itself, which is, you know what, don't worry about it. I'm sort of thinking up here. So it's just a little bit out of the way, and we'll just do a 7x7 square right about there. What we can do is bring over some concrete service roads. Oh, I can't, oh my, I can't bring them across there because of this thing. It's really unfortunate. Okay, well, that's fine. I can still, I can still make this thing work. I was gonna have the baggage bay in here facing sort of that way, but I guess I could do it this way, and then the roads sort of go out to the left, which is completely fine. So I guess that's what we'll do. We'll also get rid of these taxiways because we don't need them anymore, and then speed things up, and maybe just, where exactly do I need the roads to come in here if I build the baggage way sideways? I need them, okay, I can see what I need to do here. So basically, I need to get rid of those walls, and I need to get rid of those walls as well. And then I need to bring some roads straight across there, which might be a problem because there's a lot of traffic trying to get to that runway. Oh man. You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm just gonna have to connect it down here. I'm just gonna have to connect it down here because there's gonna be so much traffic otherwise, just blocking access to the runway. I wanted to get creative with this, but you know what? Forget it. We're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Just give me, not right on this road, we'll go 2 tiles back. Give me a 7. You know what? We'll go 4 back just because I'm feeling fancy. We'll go 4 back. We'll take out these walls down here, and that's gonna be the baggage bay. Now we are gonna need to have access to this space for our staff. So let's go ahead and get a crosswalk right about here, and let's get some sidewalks that come over this way and go up to here as well, because we're gonna need to get ourselves a little door for the front of this building right about there, and that should give us access to everything that we need. I'm gonna need to make this a secure zone. I need to make all of this a secure zone, and I also need to make sure it is all set as staff only as well, because a lot of it isn't right now. Not that I think anyone's gonna walk out here, but you know, just to be sure that it's set up properly, we'll have it all be nice and secure and staff only. I think what we'll also do is go for a slightly darker concrete floor in here just because I can. And then what I need to do is get myself the baggage bay, which is going to live right about, well, it can't go exactly in the middle, so I'm going to put it right about there. And that should be fine. And then all I need to do is bring myself some roads up to this thing. So we want to extend a road to here and to right about there, and the same on the other side. And then obviously I'm gonna need to connect this thing underground with all the conveyor belts and all that good stuff, but that's actually easy enough. And I also want to look into some security, if that is an option that we have. It should be, I'm pretty sure. Do I have to research the security for my baggage stuff? We got baggage handling, structural engineering, program group 3. Now this is an interesting one. So airline relations will increase their satisfaction. This reduces security incidents. This gives me a discount on suppliers, and this gives me a 10% increased chance of winning a salary negotiation with the union. Okay. So I think a supplier discount seems like a good idea. So it's going to make catering cheaper, aviation fuel cheaper, de-icing fluid cheaper. I think that's something we want. So we'll get that maxed out. And then airline relations, I think, gives me better flights with the airlines. So we'll try that out. And if it doesn't work, then we'll, backpedal and go for something else. But for now, let's start looking at, we're going to need tilt trays. We're going to need baggage security. We're going to need conveyor belts. We need all of these, really. So let's start with security, because that's something I want to build right off the bat. I don't want to leave that until later. Let's also start looking at the tilt trays, because that's going to let me send baggage to one place or another. And then program group 3, we don't have anyone that can do this, but I think high-speed conveyor belts, we can have up to 9 people working on it. We have no available administrators, so we will just get more, is what we'll do. We'll get you and you and you and you. The rest of you are not going to be hired. You, I'll allow it. And then hopefully we'll get you trained up to be sort of decent wherever you happen to go. There you are. Let's train you up. And then over to operations, into here, we've got 5 available. We'll put you into this project, and that shouldn't take too long. We do still have the reduced project time buff, so that efficiency 100% good, 61% increase. So these things are, I assume, 61% faster. So even with only 5 out of 9 people working on it, we should be completely fine. So I guess we just need to start hooking everything up, right? If we have a look at the tutorial, we want to connect your check-in desks to the baggage bay with conveyor belts. Now that we can absolutely do. My thinking is that the conveyors are all going to be linked, or the check-in desks are all going to be linked to these conveyor belts that go immediately underground. And then I want to sort of bring them through into a space in here. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to build a wall across this way, because this might end up being some shop space. I want to have this as a thing. I'd also like this to be a corridor for staff. I think that's probably a good idea. And we could, well, we can't have staff cross into a secure zone without going through security, unfortunately. So we can't really connect these together, but this might end up being some shops accessible from the secure zone. But my thinking is these guys all go underground. And then if we go underground, which I, for the life of me, don't remember how to do. There we go. Page down. We can go and get ourselves another conveyor to bring all this stuff back up. So if I do that conveyor belt right here, it basically brings it up into that room. So we would need to get ourselves some conveyor belts like this. So they all feed onto that conveyor belt. They all go underground onto this conveyor. They go into that one, which brings them into this room. And this is sort of where I'm thinking we could do security for baggage handling, right? So we check the bags in here. If they're good, they go out to this guy. If they're not, we destroy them. Oh, this didn't take long at all. We've got the high-speed conveyors and baggage security. So let's immediately start looking at tier 2, which is about 24 hours. So this one is going to take a fair bit longer, which is honestly okay. I'm not too worried about that. We'll free up some administrators to work on this, so it isn't going to take the 24 hours, but it's still going to take a little bit longer than I'd like. We have the tilt trays as well, which is fantastic. So I guess let's start looking at the floor construction permit, since that's something we're going to need eventually for, I mean, really, we could do jetways out to these 2 medium stands if we had an upper part of this terminal. But if we do large stands, which at some point we're gonna, and probably have a completely different terminal / airport for it, we're gonna want to use jetways. So we'll need the upper floor for that. Anyway, when it comes to baggage handling, currently we're a little bit limited. We have the bag scanner, and that's kind of it. That's about all we got. So, I mean, yeah, this needs to be in a secure zone. Wait, this needs to be in a secure zone? Ooh. Oh, that complicates things ever so slightly. Okay, so how, how am I going to do this? So I need to make a secure, I mean, it makes sense, right? You're creating a security area. Let me bulldoze you. And, oh man, how am I going to do this? This is going to be interesting, because this whole space is going to have to be expanded into for more departures anyway. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to build a wall here, and I'm just going to put a little door right at the end of it. So this is all accessible and I can expand into it. I suppose we have some secure space over here. So maybe we just sort of come off the side of this exit and we give, you know, staff access to a room off the side of this. That might be the way to do it. That might be the easiest way to do this, actually, is just come off of here. So let me, man, I don't even know how big this space is going to need to be. Let me set this up as a secure zone. Let's do what, let's just do 15 by 15 for now. That's going to be bigger than we need for the entire security setup once we have the 2 more tiers for it. Because there's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1 is just the bag scanner. Tier 2, I think, has different scanners than tier 3's even more advanced. I can't remember exactly what they are, but I know there's a lot of options for scanning bags. And I'm pretty sure a 15 by 15 space is going to be more than enough for that. So what we'll do is we'll get ourselves a door right up here. We can go and set that to be secure as well, which it already is. We want to set this entire space as staff only, and then we want to cover up that that little bit of wall right there. So that should work out. I think what we'll do is make the floor in here concrete, just because I think it should be. And now I should be able to do my baggage security. So the bag scanner is basically just going to live here for now, I think. This seems like the easiest place for it. We have got the bag destroyer, and a lot of this is going to have to be rebuilt at some point. But I think what I'll do is I'll put the bag destroyer just a bit of a distance away from it because I can. Conveyor belt just connects them like this, and we'll do, I guess a conveyor belt can come in that way, and we'll get ourselves the escalator up, which needs to go right about there. So that'll give us our connection. And now all I need to do is get the conveyor belts to connect together. Now we do have the high-speed ones. I don't think we're going to need the high-speed ones at this point, but I think we can absolutely get them when it comes to sending everything back out of here to baggage handling itself. So it comes in, it gets scanned. If it's safe, it continues. If it's not, it gets destroyed. And I suppose what I'm going to do is, for now, I'm going to just have all of this just coming around here, because what I can do is cut into this and I can put the new the better security things on this line at some point. It's a little bit like Factorio. It's a little bit like Satisfactory or Foundry or any of those games. Speaking of Foundry, don't know how many people have heard about Foundry. It's basically a Paradox published version of Satisfactory, and I've played a few hours of it. It's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of fun, albeit a little bit, I don't want to say derivative because that sounds mean, but it does, while I'm playing it, a lot of what I'm feeling is like, I could just be playing Satisfactory. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. I want to play it on the channel, but it's one of those games that, like, if you're not good at it, you're going to have a lot of people in the comments just like, man, your layouts are terrible. You should feel bad. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. And I like to play games like that and learn them. And part of what I like doing is, you know, sharing my learning experience. But yeah, it's one of those games that, I mean, it's, I realize I'm saying that just, you know, not exactly two episodes after I did the whole, like, man, I can't rotate my runway. Oh, also I said, I'm getting distracted. I said this was going to be high speed conveyor belt, didn't I? So, yeah, let's make that be a thing. So get rid of all of this. Get rid of, actually, you know what? We'll keep that one part so I can connect it all together. This is all going to go away. And then I just need to connect those together. So you go all the way up here and then get rid of this part, get rid of this part. There we go. So that should be pretty good. That'll get the bags out there nice and quickly, which is great. That's rotating. That's not what I want. And this will be a bit of security, right? That makes things better. That gives us a nice, secure initial setup for baggage handling, which I'm sure isn't going to be a disaster at all. But I'm also forgetting I could do self bag drop if I really wanted to. We also have self check-in. Oh, maybe that's the way we do things. Maybe we don't need to expand all of this and we just build a separate area here for self check-in. That really might be the way to go. That really might be the way to go. I kind of like that idea. I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of like that idea. We might want to look into it. I'm also realizing that I built this airport with a lot of symmetry in mind, where we have like the windows laid out sort of the same on both sides. We have the doors right in the middle, and I've completely messed up the symmetry of this entire check-in space. So, oh man, it is kind of terrible looking, isn't it? Like, because we have this security thing in here now. I guess we could sort of mirror that with an expanded security check-in space over here at some point, but again, the idea, I'm maybe lying to myself a little bit, but the idea is that this is all going to be temporary. It's all going to get torn down eventually. It's probably fine. it's probably fine. What do we need to do now? Drag out a baggage claim area and build a conveyor belt carousel and then open it. Oh, where am I going to do baggage claim? I guess down here. I suppose that makes sense, right? You come out of here, you can either go into the baggage claim area or you can just leave. I sort of like that. I think that's the way to go. And we could make it we could make it a little bit smaller than it. Well, you know what? We'll go for a decently sized baggage claim area. Let's just, we have a tilt tray actually, so I can do a couple of baggage claim areas if I really wanted to. So this is what, 13 across. Let's do, man, I can't get this to line up nicely, unfortunately. I could do 7. By nicely, I mean, I can't get it to line up with my windows nicely, which is really unfortunate, but we'll do 15. We'll bring it down. We have another emergency. Really? Really? It's not a good time. It's really not a good time. Can I put you on that stand? I absolutely can. Confirm. We're fine. No one's going to be annoyed that I'm not doing the emergency this time. Let's get rid of that window. And actually, I need to do more measuring here before I get too carried away. This is, what is that, 7? Yeah, 70, and this is 5. Okay, you know what? Let's bring this down a little bit. So this is now 5, which is all right. And that's going to let me, oh boy, do 2 right here, 2 right there, 2 right there, and 2 right there. My thinking is we can have baggage carousels sort of going around in here and down here. And then this is your way out. So you come back into the middle space and out down here. I think that'll work. I think that'll be okay. I also think that means I can build a wall right about there. We can extend this space, do some seats or something. I don't know. We're going to have to get rid of some windows and more things down here to make this look decent. But this is my thinking. I'm hoping this is going to work. Okay, so this is going to be our baggage claim space. This little guy down here is having some trouble though, because apparently it is, I'm assuming, not connected. Yeah, conveyor belt in this baggage claim area cannot be reached by the connected baggage bay. Make sure all conveyor belts can be reached. That might be some issues with the conveyor belts that I'm trying to build underground here, because some of those go through a space that is currently inaccessible. So I'm kind of wondering if I was to put a little door, say here, is that going to let my construction workers into this space to build all of the relevant conveyor belts? If that works out, that's going to be great. It means that we will have these 2 baggage claim areas. Although right now we need to connect my check-in desks to the baggage bay. So we're going to run you out to there. This desk is going to go out to there as well. And there is a limit to how many desks you can connect to, or how many stands I think you can connect to a baggage bay. I'm hoping we're going to be all right. We might not be able to handle all of them, which would be really unfortunate. I mean, looking at this guy, we can also have more ramp agents per side on this thing. And I suppose we're going to figure out exactly what we can do here. So connect a stand to the baggage bay. Let's do these medium stands. Can't connect while handling a flight. That's fine. So we'll connect you, and we will connect you as well. So that's 2 of them connected. Make sure everything's activated and that we have some extra ramp agents to operate the baggage bay to proceed. Make sure you have at least 8 ramp agents. We now need baggage trucks as well. I think what I'm going to do is get myself a few more ramp agents, because we are definitely going to be needing them now that we have baggage handling. We're not going to bring in anybody that's kind of useless. We'll have a look in here and see if we can train anybody. Then we'll train you. And we'll sort by, bring the skill check down a little bit. Let's make sure you're trained up nicely. Get you trained up as well. And definitely you. Can I get a few more? We'll get you as well. We might as well. And let's have a little bit of a look. There you are. So hopefully that's going to be enough for everything we want to do right now. I will get the baggage trucks in a second, but I think first I want to make sure that this is all connected. I want to get these 2 lower stands connected to baggage handling first. And I also want to go in here and look a little bit more at security, because we did unlock the tier 2 stuff, which is all of the individual scanners now. So I guess what we should do, now that I think about it, is we should start going towards tier 3, which is it's a 2-day project, which is going to take a little while. That's all right. We'll get 10 people working on that. We don't really have anything else that we need right now, which is fine. We need a weather station for de-icing. De-icing is a pretty big project. So I think for the time being, let's just focus on tier 2 security. So let's see what we can do. Where does this come in? It comes in on the, oh, it would go that way, wouldn't it? Okay, well, like I said, we can sort of put these guys all along this line. So let me go and just bulldoze this entire conveyor belt line that I've built. We'll get some extra checks in here, and if all is good, we can have some very, very secure baggage handling. And there we go. This is hopefully going to be exactly what we need for a more advanced security setup. We've got all these guys sending the bags around. If everything's good, it will head down this conveyor belt into the usual setup. If it's not good, it'll head through here and get destroyed, which is fine. It's not exactly an ideal setup. You probably do want to have someone manually checking the bags at some point. This is all automated right now, but that's where tier 3 security comes in. Tier 3 security does have someone manually checking everything. So this is, it's a bit of a brute force system for airport security, but it'll definitely do what I want it to do. And that's all I can really ask for. Now you are apparently still having some issues, which is really weird. This is all connected for sure. I just can't help but notice that it's complaining, which is really odd. This is all filtering. Oh, I can see some things going in the wrong directions there. That's why it's complaining. So if we go and have a little bit of a look at these conveyor belts, they are not at all doing what I want them to do. So I need them to go, I need them to come in and sort of go that way, right? I need them to go to the right instead of going to the left. I don't know why they're splitting like that. I've never really seen them do that before, but yeah, we want them to go sort of that way, vaguely. I need that one to now go away as well, because it's also facing the wrong direction. I might just need to bulldoze all of them, to be quite honest with you. I think that's maybe where we're at right now, just to make this do what it should be doing. Okay, so considerably later, I've managed to get all of the medium stands connected to the baggage bay. The problem was that this stand just seemed to break itself. So I had to reload the save, which seems to have fixed things a little bit, which is fantastic. And so all of these are connected. This guy can now be switched on, and we're going to need some people to come out here and work at it, but we should see some people heading out that way. We do also need to get some baggage trucks as well. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a look at those. We have some choices, and honestly, we're also going to need belt loaders, right? Yeah, we're going to need belt loaders. Let me get 4 of these, because I think I can assign those to individual stands. And honestly, I think I'm just going to go with 4 of these guys as well for the time being, because I think I can get away with that. And I'm also wondering, is there any kind of limit on how many stands I can connect to this thing? Because it doesn't seem like there is. I could swear that was a thing, but I might be imagining it. The reason I bring that up is because I'm now wondering, would it be worth going ahead and connecting all of my small stands to this guy as well? Because if we can do that, I mean, yes, it might overload baggage handling a little bit, but that seems like it would be a good thing. Not the overloading baggage handling, but the, you know, handling more bags and having people not have to carry them through to the airport itself. I think that'll make the passengers happier, which fundamentally is what we want to be doing. So we're going to have to wait for these 3 to leave. I'm not going to connect the remote stands out here just yet. We'll do these 5 in total, which will give us 9 stands connected to this thing, and we'll just see what happens. We'll hopefully be able to handle all of it. We've now just got you and you. When do you leave? So boarding has started, which is great. Boarding's complete, so you can just leave now, is what you can do, if you wouldn't mind there, buddy. And then I can go ahead and connect this one up. And then we've got boarding in progress here as well. Once boarding has completed, you can just go ahead and get out of here as quickly as is possible, which is hopefully going to be, yeah, right now. So wait, while handling, you're still handling that flight? What do you mean you're handling that flight? What flight are you handling? How are you What flight are you handling? Oh, it's that one. Seriously? Okay. Okay, we're gonna have some dissatisfied passengers, but I just want that flight to leave. I'm not sitting around here for the next 10 minutes waiting for this to deal with the backlog of flights that's come through. So there we go. Let's get this all connected up. So that's those 5, those 4. That's gonna be good. We have the baggage trucks, but what I'm gonna do is actually is see if I can assign these guys. So I want to, I'm kind of okay with them being just the default color. I want to assign the belt loaders to the medium aircraft stands because I think that's going to be a good thing. I want to assign the baggage trucks, the ones with the rooftops, to the medium aircraft stands as well, so there's not much of a distance for them to cover. And then if we go in here, we can get the small ones, and I'm just going to get 5 of those, and we'll put those in the small stands, and that should be totally fine, because that should put us in a pretty good spot. I'm also thinking it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and get more garage space for all of my vehicles, because I'm pretty sure we are going to need that. We have space for 20 service vehicles in one of these depots. I'm pretty sure we have more than that now, so let's, oh, if I could get it down here, that'd be great. I can get it down here. That might not be a terrible idea, actually, just putting this thing right about here, but you know what? We'll put it over here for now. So it's ever so slightly out of the way, and that'll be great. And then looking into my vehicles, can I go ahead and assign you guys to these stands? No, by the looks of it. Unless that bugged out, which it might have. Oh, we absolutely can. So one of you guys, let's get you assigned to here as well. Let's make sure that they're all being assigned to the stands that are going to need them. And that will hopefully put us in a good spot. So those are all being covered. They all have their individual little baggage cars. These guys as well, they have their belt loaders. That should mean that we can now enable baggage handling, right? So yeah, baggage handling service is now enabled. From now on, passengers should no longer have to carry all their baggage with them. However, it seems that suspicious content could be let through and loaded onto the aircraft. This is of course not in regulation with modern air travel safety standards, so let's build some scanners way ahead of you. Way ahead of you. Now we just gotta scan 50 bags, no problem. I don't imagine, oh we do, it's already going through, look at that, and there we go. We have some being destroyed. This one is, so this is a little bit problematic. It's a little bit problematic. Let's just let's fix this. That's not quite what we're looking for. I just need to put another conveyor belt in there to stop the bags from doing this. I can't imagine that's going to be good for the game's performance sort of long term. I have to imagine that at some point, as you know, I'm glad I caught this basically, because if thousands of bags get stuck doing that, I imagine it would be an absolute nightmare. So we'll get this all sorted out. They're all going to go and be destroyed, which is pretty much what we're looking for, as long as, you know, a worker comes through and actually rebuilds the conveyor belt, you know, just like this guy, which sends so many bags to the cargo annihilator. But that should keep us good. That should make things nice and secure. We've got all these guys coming out and doing their thing. We've got a lot of baggage coming out this way. We've got one of the little cars coming out to drop some off, which is fine. Then looping around to pick some up, which is also fine. So you're heading over to one of the smaller, where are you going? Okay, that's an interesting path for you to be taking, but all right. I will allow it. And at the very least, which is a thing that I've been saying so much lately, we do get more money from baggage handling. So that's going to be good for us. Hopefully, that's going to be hopefully very, very good for us. We've got you heading out to the medium planes as well, which is fantastic news. What one are you going to? This one? How much money do we get per bag? Does it tell me? So you're coming over and we're looking at, it's kind of hard to see, but it's double digits. So it's, I don't know, it's money, right? It's good. It's more money. We're up to 1.8 million, by the way. I don't know if I pointed that out, but we're doing pretty well for ourselves. I think the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out some of this road and I'm going to get myself another couple of medium stands. I don't know that the airport's going to be able to support that. I think we're 100% going to have to get more security. We are 100% going to have to get more check-in desks, 100% going to have to get more chairs, and probably going to have to get rid of this shop, which is really unfortunate because I love this shop. But that might drive people around to this shop, which has been struggling to meet its sales target. So hopefully we can actually make that happen by getting rid of I love this shop. I love that it's so ridiculously busy, and it sucks that I'm going to have to get rid of it, but I think we're going to have to get rid of it. I think that's just the reality of the situation. So let's go ahead and get these remote, they are remote stands. Let's get ourselves, let's see, those are the helicopter stands. We could do some more helicopters. I don't know if I want to do that right now, but we definitely could. We'll do this. And are you kidding me? I can't do another one. Man. Really? 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 We're really doing this? Okay. I mean, I can do another one. It's just that this hangar's in a really unfortunate location. So let's get rid of that. And I guess what I'm going to have to do is bring some road out this way, which is not exactly what I was hoping to do here, but it'll be fine. This hangar's never been used. The only time we've had an emergency with a medium flight, I'm pretty sure I just didn't bother to do anything about it. So yeah, this hangar, I don't even know if I don't know if I've ever seen anything actually drive out to a hangar during an emergency. So I don't know why this needs to have this connection, but we'll build it and then we'll get ourselves the medium stand that I want. So you right about there should be totally fine. And I guess, I don't know, I could probably connect it sort of across this way and down and do all that kind of stuff. Let me give that a shot. Get myself some concrete roads, do something like this. I can't go across here. That's fine. I can go across here, so we'll do that. So you can get around these flights a little bit quicker, which I think is fair enough. We are going to have to build some more bus stops, I think. We're going to have to expand the terminal. We're going to have to do quite a few things to get, you know, the space to accommodate all of the people that might want to go out to these two stands. And then when we do that, we're absolutely going to have to expand all the security and the check-in and all that stuff that I talked about. But that's something we can worry about in the next episode. I'm excited to get these things set up. I'm excited to get the vehicles for it. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be interesting. It's I think interesting is the fairest way to describe how that's going to go. I'm also kind of wondering, can I get a hangar over here? Do I have the room for it? No, that's really unfortunate. Okay. Where else could I put a hangar for this place? I guess I could just sort of shuffle it over because it really annoys me that just having this road here. I guess I could do something like that, bring some taxiway sort of down. I think that's what we will do. Let me get rid of this hangar. So just demolish you. I think it is being demolished. Wait, cannot demolish it. Oh, close it first. Okay, so close the hangar, demolish the hangar. Demolish this road as well, because it's just so unnecessary. And I think this is better. It's not really all that nice looking, but it's better. It does what I need it to do. And I think I could probably move this little hangar over here as well. And I'm almost tempted to build another stand out here specifically for emergencies. I don't know if I can do that though. I don't know if I can say, hey, this stand exists solely for emergencies, don't send flights to it. It'd be kind of cool if I could though. That would definitely be something I'd be interested in doing out this way, you know, put a couple of hangars out here for the emergency flights and then have the stands dedicated to them. It might be interesting. Although I suppose if a flight comes in an emergency, the passengers do have to go somewhere, so it still needs the connection to the terminal, so that might not actually be all that effective. We'll have to look into it, is what we'll have to do. We do have it built though, which is good. So if any medium flights come by with trouble, we can deal with them. I do want to have a look at the economy before we wrap things up. And if we look at things, we did 104,000 yesterday. We did spend quite a bit on construction, 250,000. We've done 142,000 today with 70,000 on construction. It's only 10 a.m. as well. So I think we're doing all right. If we look at the income, aircraft currently previous day was 537,000. That was parking fees and runway usage doing that, which is absolutely fantastic. Passengers, 44,000 yesterday. That was passenger fees and a little bit of baggage handling. Although looking at things today, we've already made more on baggage handling. It doesn't make that much, but it's a little bit, and I think that's good. Parking fees are a thing as well. And then franchises, we are doing a really nice 100,000, 105,000 from the shops that we have as well. So that's great. And I guess, speaking of shops, are you doing all right? No, you're really not. Can we cancel? I'm going to cancel this contract. It sucks that I'm going to have to do that, but I mean, we can get a 3-star place. They don't pay as much rent, but they will have, wait, no, sales for bonus is 215. How many sales do you want per day though? 215. Isn't that more? That's like, or it's like 5 less. So that's going to be no better. Okay. So basically I just got rid of a pretty good contract in favor of one that is worse. Great. Okay. Well, that's fine. You know what? Let's go ahead and leave it there for today. We're almost at $2 million, which is amazing news. I'm going to let that money come up. I'm going to keep following the guide that we have going on, because at the moment, the final step involves building a large runway and large stands for large aircraft. Large stands require passport controls for both arriving and departing passengers. The passport control takes passengers in and out of an international zone. Make sure you have the space required for bigger structures and another zone. So basically, we have a lot of work to do. But I like to think I've kept everything we have so far quite condensed. We have a whole lot of the maps still available to us. So given that we're making really good money, we're doing a couple of 100,000 a day. Wait, why are you complaining? Object not functional. Why? Baggage bay not does it have to be? I never... Wait, what? Oh, that might be a okay. I didn't think about that. I didn't think of it. Can I just tell you guys to leave? Can I just get you to get out of here? Are you gonna do that for me? There we go. Can't connect it while there's that's fine. Are you guys still technically here? Yep. Are you still, okay, you're not here anymore. Can I connect to baggage bay? Can't while handling a flight. Okay, that's great. That's great. We're doing all this again. Okay, this ended up being a whole thing, but it's working now. We have some baggage handling down this way. I do probably need to get some more vehicles to help out with that. I'm also going to get more ramp agents just to be safe. So let's very quickly, we're probably going to go for, well, what do I have? Actually is the question that's not going to be assigned right now. So we have one of these larger ones that's currently unassigned, which is probably fair enough. But I think what I'd like to do is assign one of those guys here, and I'd like to assign the other one to here. I would then like to go and purchase one of the 2-seater. So it's still a large one, but it's a 2-seater one. It's got no roof on it. We'll order 2 of those. Those can go to the helipads, and that should also be fine. They'll go down here. And what I had to do is this. I was going to hold off on doing any self-check-in, self-bag drop stuff. This is actually more temporary than anything else in this airport right now. This is something I'm probably going to get rid of in the next episode and actually start expanding our check-in space properly so that we can accommodate some self-bag drop. But the reason I had to do this is I think having these 2 set up to go out to the helicopters is better than assigning one of these desks to go out to the helicopters. So it also gave us an opportunity to get more seating, which I think is important. It gives us some variety in terms of where people can go with their bags and with all that good stuff. So it gives us some options, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. So that's how I'm choosing to look at things. Now let's go ahead and assign you. Can I really not assign these to? Well, that is interesting. I apparently can't assign anything to a helipad, which is fair enough, I guess. We'll just let them sort of roam around and do their thing. We do have a lot going on down here. 30 for the catering. We've got the cabin cleaning for 13. We got all the bags coming and going, which is great as well. it is really nice just to see how busy the airport is and see everything working and moving, which is great. It's just frustrating that, that I had to build another one of these so quickly, but I mean, it's there, it's working, it's doing its thing. So I can't really complain too much about it. We got this guy going out to pick all that up to go to the helicopter there, which again, it's more money coming in for the from the helicopters. So I really don't think I can complain too much about it. I think more money from the helicopters was the reason I wanted the helicopters, right? Okay, so the actual final thing that I've ended up doing here today for today's episode is I've connected up a few more stands to this baggage bay, because I figured we can connect a lot of things, right? We can use up to 12 points essentially. So we have these 2 medium helicopter stands connected to this guy. I also connected these 4 remote stands, small remote stands, to that guy as well. And then the 2 new medium stands are connected down here as well, which I think is going to be good for us. I think that's kind of what I want to do with all of this. Now, we do need to make sure that all of my vehicles are assigned properly, which at the moment, it looks like all of my baggage handling vehicles are. These guys, well, this one doesn't seem to be assigned to anything. I'm going to sell it because I don't want that one on a medium stand. We will buy 2 of these guys and get those set up. We have 2 unassigned belt loaders, which can go out to these stands as well. So we'll get them out that way. We should have a belt loader on this stand as well. We absolutely do. There he is. So that'll be 2 belt loaders here. That'll be 2 of the baggage handling trucks out here as well. We are going to need some buses here as well and some pushback trucks. So let's get ourselves 2 buses, 2 stair trucks, and get ourselves a couple of pushback trucks as well. That should give us everything we need for all of these stands, and that's the goal. I can't assign those guys, which is fine. Let me have a little bit of a look at transit. We do have some unassigned buses, to be fair. So I think what I'll do is, since we have some new ones coming in, we'll assign some of the older ones to those stands, which will keep us in a good spot. We have the new baggage handling trucks here, I think. Yes, we have you. So you're going to go there, and we have you, and you are going to go there, which is going to keep us in a really good spot as well. So that's all of the belt loaders. That's the baggage handling. And then we have the pushback trucks. Apparently they're not here yet, which is fine. I think they might have just arrived. They absolutely did. So assign you to this one and you to this one. And I've already kind of forgotten what I ordered. I'm not going to lie. I think it was stair trucks as well, right? Yeah. We actually have quite a few stair trucks. I think I did get some extras just in case there were planes with 2 sets of doors. So we'll keep 2 extra stair trucks there just to be sure, but that'll give us everything we need for those stands. Now we just have to get some buses, get some gates for them. That is something we're not doing today because this episode's gone on way too long. I was doing so well at keeping this series brief and I've ruined it. I don't know how long this one's going to be, but it's a bit longer than I would have liked. Anyway, we've got security and baggage handling set up. That's great. We've got some automated stuff set up. That's great. This is, we're making a lot of money, above $2 million now, or we were just about above $2 million, which is amazing. We have done 281,000 today. Our daily average in the last 12 days has been $153,000. So I would say that we're in a pretty good spot. So with that in mind, thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.